Well, I'm out and about again today on a bit of a mission, if you call it that. I'm heading to visit an old ruined cottage, which I'll tell you a bit more about a bit later in the video. It's on the outskirts of Denbigh, a few miles on the outskirts of Denbigh. Camera equals cars. I'll tell you a bit more about it a bit later when it gets a bit quieter. There's another car coming now. Anyway, that's where I'm heading today, to visit an old ruined cottage. Watch this space. And this is Rifton Road. Making my way out of Denbigh. I will be joining Rifton Road in a minute. I could take a more direct route, but I'm making a bit of a walk out of it. It is actually a few miles. It is actually a few miles. I'll get back to you when it's a bit quieter. Right, I've just made a bit of a detour off the end of Rifton Road. And it's a bit quieter, heading down towards the old Denbigh Friary, which I will now explain a bit more about the video. This old cottage, or dwelling, I'm not really sure what's going to be there. I only found out about it recently, and I didn't know it was there. I've never ever visited it. It's on the outskirts of Denbigh, a few miles. Lovely bird song there. And there's some sort of history with it. I'm not sure. I think there is. I will try and find a plaque. I think there's a plaque on it to say what it's called or who lived there or a bit of history or something like that. I think. I hope I'll find it. But anyway, there's the friary in front of me there, which is probably haunted. They tied that gate. Oh, they've locked the gate. I wonder why they've done that. An easy climb over, but that's the well. And legend has it that there's a tunnel at the bottom of that, which goes all the way up to Denbigh Castle. But anyway, this is the friary, Denbigh Friary. Denbigh Friary. It tells you all about the history of it and what have you. But for some reason they've locked the gate. Very strange. But yeah, this building or dwelling or cottage, I think it's a little small cottage that I'm going to visit, and I'll be giving you my usual banter along the way, my usual chat, but I'm making a bit of a detour. I could make a direct route to it, but I'm heading now towards Rifton Road, dropping down. I'll go past the Salmon jumps and under the old railway bridge and what have you, and I'm heading onto the mental loop. So anyway, more than welcome to join me on my little mini adventure, and hopefully that I'll find this plaque. I think there is some sort of plaque and there's some sort of history it's about it or who lived there or something like that, and I've never ever, I didn't even know it existed, never ever been there before. Nest material, a blackbird there. Anyway, let's keep going. Heading on towards Rifton Road now. nice and peace and quiet down there to explain exactly what I'm going to be doing. Back into the noise now. And that's Vale Street, the main road up into the centre of Denbigh, up onto High Street. But I'm not heading that way, I'm heading towards Rifton Road, which heads towards Rifton, the town of Rifton. That's why it's called Rifton Road. And that's Rifton Road. Just on my right, that's Denbigh Infirmary. That's where I was born. That's when I was brought into the world, Denbigh Infirmary. And on my right was one of my schools, Denbigh High. This is the Rifton Road, Denbigh High. There was Middle Lane, but that's been knocked down. Started off in Gwynonnog, then I went to National in Lettenpool, then I went here, Denbigh High, then I moved up to Middle Lane. Bit of useless information for you. And next to Denbigh High is the leisure centre, which is the swimming pool and sports and all sorts of things in there. It's twice the size of when I was in school. It's all been. It was only that bit there. All that's new. So that's Denbigh Leisure Centre. Still on Rifton Road. See there, that's the Outskirts Road. I could go that way, but I'm heading on. I'm going to pass the Salmon jumps, go under the road, and make my way to Brookhouse, which is where the Salmon jumps are. Making a bit of a longer walk of it. Rotary Road, known locally as the bypass. It's Middleton Park roundabout. I'm now on the A525, which heads out towards Rel and Rifton. I'll be turning off in a minute and going underneath this road and heading towards Brookhouse. As if you heard that. Still one or two pockets of snow up on the Clwyddians there. The majority of it's gone. Anyway, I'll be turning off in a minute. Heading under the 525, heading towards Brookhouse, Pottery and Salmon jumps. Heading under the 525 now, and I promise from now on it's going to be a lot quieter. No more of the cars going past interrupting my banter. So anyway, heading towards Salmon jumps. There's Brookhouse Pottery. Salmon jumps are fairly high today, which all this snow's been melting and going down into the river. So this is the Brookhouse Salmon jumps. And I'll be turning off in a minute on the pathway and heading under the old railway bridge, which I'll show you in a minute. That's the old railway bridge over the river. I'll show you the other side of it now. When the trains were running. the old railway bridge. Coming from Rifton Road, which is in that direction, heading that way into Denbigh town, into Denbigh station. A few people out today walking their dogs. Anyway, heading now into Outskirts territory. Well, I've got to include this in the video. I've just bumped into Mrs. H. Never met her before. You'll know Paul if you're a regular. 007 Vauxhall. His other half, Mrs. H, had a nice little chat. So let's keep going. And like I said earlier, this is Outskirts territory, which is Y-S-T-R-A-D. It's pronounced Outskirts. I'll be joining the road in a minute, going straight across from here. I'll just show you a quick look at Denbigh Castle, just the top of it there. Castell Denbigh Castle. Anyway, I'll be crossing the road in a minute, headed off towards Fly Alley, as I call it, and then dropping down. I'll be starting on the mental loop, as it's called, which I'll explain a bit later. Just looking back to the way I've just come up through the old railway bridge. Let's just zoom into it now. You see the way I've you can see it there. That's the old railway bridge. You can see I've made my way through the fields into Outskirts territory. The other side, well, way the other side, not where I'm going now, but the other side through a couple more fields is the Lount. Got the Lount territory and the Outskirts territory. Anyway, I'll be heading into Fly Alley in a minute. Just making my way through a Fly Alley, that's what I call it anyway. A few years back, it's not so bad now, but a few years back in the summer, it used to be absolutely chocker, full of flies and gnats and midges and what have you. Used to get it in your mouth, in your eyes and everything. Absolutely thousands, well, probably millions of them. But it's not so bad now. But I still call it Fly Alley. Be reaching the road in a minute. As you can see, it's just over the stile, and I'm on the main road. Now then, if I turn right, head up that way, I'll be passing, yes, the cinder track. And if I pass the cinder track, I'll be passing front entrance of the mental. But I'm not going that way. Big build up. I'll be heading down that way to the bridge. Just over the bridge, I'll be turning right, and that'll be the start of what's known locally as the mental loop. Oh, forgot to mention the cinder track and the mental are haunted. Don't think I mentioned that, did I? But anyway, be heading towards that bridge now, and then the start of the mental loop, and then it'll only be about 2 or 3 miles, well, about 2 miles, I think, something like that. And hopefully I'll find this old ruined cottage or dwelling or what have you. And hopefully, I've seen a bit of information about it, and there's a plaque or something, and it tells you it's either the date or who lives there or something about it. There's a bit of history behind it. So anyway, enough of my waffling, heading off towards the mental loop now. Just passing over the bridge now. God, the sun's bright on that road. Well, actually, the road ahead of me there is it's got to be the longest and steepest road in Denbigh. I reckon it is anyway. Anyway, I'm turning off now onto the mental loop, or the start of the mental loop, and I'll be climbing in a minute. Well, I say a minute, it's about a mile, something like that. And there's a cracking view of the mental itself, which is North Wales Hospital, North Wales Mental Hospital, Denbigh Asylum, but we just call it the mental. but there's a fantastic view of it in about, well, a mile, something like that. And then I got about, say, another half a mile to go, and then I'll be leaving the mental loop and I'll be searching for this cottage. Watch this space. If you can hear something going on in the field there, don't know what they're doing, but the smell, you can not only smell it but you can taste it. Really powerful, but gotta get used to it. This is North Wales, countryside. The smells of the countryside. Anyways, a few bits of pockets of snow hanging about, but most of it's gone. Anyway, dropping down a bit now, then I got a bit of a long climb, and I'll show you the view of the mental. I bet they had some fun on this country lane in the snow. You can see where they've been scraping it away there. Get it right in a minute. I bet this lane was completely blocked. That's not drifting, that's where it's, well, there's enough farms and things around here, that's probably where they've got rid of it themselves. But yeah, got a bit to go, yeah. As you can see, makes its way up to there, just after the house. That one there, just round the corner from there, and I'll show you the view of the mental. Well, I've gained a lot of height, and as promised, here is the view, well, not only of the mental, but Denbigh Castle as well. Look at that for a view. NWH in the foreground, Denbigh Castle at the back. Anyway, let's keep going. I've got a cottage to find. In a minute I'll show you the views of the other side of the Vale of Clwyd and the Clwydyn mountain range. Well, gained even more height, and this is the Vale of Clwyd. I'll start off with Denbigh and I'll pan across. You can actually see a little bit of the mental in the castle as well. So anyway, this is the Vale of Clwyd. There's the mental I showed you before. You probably make out the castle at the back. There's Denbigh town, and that is the Vale of Clwyd. The Clwydians in the background there, Clwydyn mountain range, heading towards Rowell and Rifton, which is in that direction. There's Memorial Famau. Probably be a few on top of that today. Jubilee Tower. Whoops, trying to hold the camera steady. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not far from the point where I leave the mental loop, head up through, it's a bit of woodland, I think, something like that. It is actually a path, a public right of way. I'm not trespassing, so not long now, about half a mile, something like that, and I'll turn off the mental loop. Well, at the more or less the highest point of the mental loop now, and I can see my destination. If I can zoom in, I'll show you now. You can actually see it. Hopefully, there it is there. That's my destination. Never ever been there before, don't know anything about it. But hopefully, like I said earlier, there's some sort of plaque or something on it. There's some history behind it. Hopefully I'll find out. Anyway, that's my destination. I can actually see it. Didn't even know it existed. So it won't be long now. A few yards, I'll be leaving the mental loop now. My destination is in front of me. Hopefully I'll get to find out something a bit about it. Never knew it existed. I've walked the mental loop loads of times, never even noticed it, to be honest, and that's not like me. So anyway, I'll be turning off in a minute. Not long to go now. Well, I've just left the mental loop and got over the gate, but there's no obvious track or path. It's up in that field there, but you can see I'm on the wrong side of this stream. I'll have a look a bit further up. According to the map I looked at, there's some sort of track actually. I think it's that there, should be on the other side of this stream. Anyway, I'll have a look a bit further up and I'll get back to you. I'm going to get there, one way or the other. I don't give up that easy. There it is there. Well, don't know if this camera will... You see the apex of it there. But I got a bit of an obstacle. What's that? Is that a stile up there? Yes, I think it is. Or is it a repair to a fence? Don't know, can't tell. Anyway, bear with me. I'll get there, one way or the other. I think I'm wrong here now. That looks like a stile. It looks like a stile up there. I think I'll go back across this. Well, actually, across the stream here. And make my way up over that fence there, because there's no way I can get through that way. So bear with me, across the stream, and I'll talk to you when I get up to the what looks like a stile. Oh well, so much for a right of way. I'm wrong. There is a stile to get to it, it's up there, but as you can see, it's on the other side of the fence. I should be in that field there. So what I'll do, pop back over the stream, head back down, and hopefully there'll be some sort of gate to get into this field, and then it's just over that stile, because like I say, it is a public right of way. So I'm on plan B now. Bear with me. Headed back down to the gate. Right, I'm back on the loop. Hopefully there should be a gate to get into that field there. There's a piece there. Anyway, make my way a bit further down. There's got to be a gate somewhere. Once I'm in that field, then straight up to it then over that stile. So bear with me. I'm on plan C now. That's the trouble with these footpaths that are very rarely used. They get blocked off, they're not signed, and like that. I think there was a little stile getting through that hedge there, but it was all overgrown. They don't maintain them. But I'll get there. I may be on plan Z by the time I get there, but watch this space. Well, I'm plan D now. I'm heading back. There's no way I can get into this field. So what I'm going to do now, head back over the gate where I left it before, up to that stile, and climb over that barbed wire fence. It's the only way to get to it. Because I've walked about half a mile now. I can't get into this field, so that's the plan D now. Heading back. Right. Plan E, am I on now? Got over the fence, I'm on the right side of the stream, in the right field, and hopefully that was a stile, I'm sure it was, and then I'll only be a few yards away then. Told you I'd do it, didn't I? See, I was right. It is some sort of style, but how you get into this field, it's supposed to be a right of way. It's supposed to be a public footpath. Anyway, not far off now. My destination. Well, almost made it. Quite a trek getting up this field. Anyway, this is it, whatever it is. Cottage or something. Or it's probably used to house sheep or something now. But was once someone used to live here. God, deep. It's like a swamp. Anyway, it's the view looking back. And this is it. If I don't sink in this quicksand. Hang on, get through here. So what this place was, I have no idea. All I do know is that there is some history to it. I'll see if I can find this. It's supposed to be a plaque or something on it. Gosh, deep this mud. Hang on, let's get up here. Ah, there it is. Hen Gatref, Edward Jones. 1761 to 1836. Show you it now. Emynedd. 1761, 1836. So it's called Hen Gatref, Edward Jones. Emynedd. So I can look it up now. Hen Gatref. Find out a bit of history about it. I knew there was some sort of history about it. So I'll look it up now. Or you can look it up if you're watching this now, if you're interested. Just looking back. Nice view from up here. Got the castle. And the Mental. The Vale of Clwyd in the background there. There's Hen Gatref. I'd like to go back in time when, you know, whoever was living in here. Always makes me wonder what it's like. Edward Jones obviously lived here. That was his house, or his cottage. I shouldn't say house. It would have been a little cottage, probably used as a barn or something now. So that's it anyway. I made it. You can look it up if you're interested. That's another look at it. Hen Gatref. So I told you I'd make it. Got to, what was it, plan E was it? So anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for joining me and putting up with my banter, and I'll see you in the next one.